The Sui dynasty was short, but it foreshadowed the glories of the great Tang dynasty that would come next. About 12 miles or 20 kilometers west of the Mogao caves lie the ruins of Dunhuang Castle. Dunhuang was called Shazhou in those days and was filled with temples, with this castle at the center. It had a population of 16,000, and 1,000 of these were priests. The center of the modern city of Dunhuang lies about 2 miles or 3 kilometers east of the castle ruins. Today, this oasis town has a population of 35,000. In the autumn, it's always filled with carts on their way to the markets, carrying cotton, the main produce of this area. In the days when Dunhuang was a fort on the Silk Road, you could have seen people of many races with carts piled high with silk for sale. In the Mogao caves, many scenes from the Silk Road are depicted. Here's one showing merchants who have encountered robbers on their way and who are trying to ransom their lives. The merchants are from Tibet and from other Western lands. Travel on the Silk Road certainly had its dangers. And when traveling across the wide desert, there were 2 absolute necessities: water and salt. There are many salt lakes near Dunhuang. Salt from these lakes must have been very useful for the travelers along the Silk Road. Even today, you can see people digging salt here. This oasis is called Yue Ya Juan, and it lies in the foothills of Mingsha Mountain. Many worshippers used to pass through here on their way to the Mogao caves. Stein, who came here in 1907, said that at that time, the Mogao caves were still a place of living worship. On at least one day a year nowadays, you can still sense a similar atmosphere. On the Buddha's birthday, they hold an open-air market in front of the caves. And people come from nearby villages to celebrate with songs and to play the Chinese fiddle. This festival must be more than 1,000 years old, dating from the time the caves were first built. Today, the spirits of the images seem to live again. The Tang Dynasty prospered partly because of the trade which came along the Silk Road, and it was during this time that the Mogao caves went through a golden age. The most popular Buddhist style of those days was a group of 7 figures, with the historical Buddha in the center. He's flanked by Kasho and Aman, his most important disciples, and by 4 other figures, whose images express graphically the human emotions of pain, happiness, and peace. Cave number 45 is full of richly decorated figures, masterpieces of Tang art. This is Aman, who served the Buddha unceasingly. This is Kasho, symbolic of thought and the human will. And this is Tenno, who expelled evil spirits. For China, the Tang Dynasty was a great renaissance, and the great sculpture of this period was the inspiration for early Japanese Buddhist art. At cave number 130, the Dunhuang Cultural Research Center has recently begun new excavations. They found tiles decorated with designs of plants and flowers, which formed the original floor below the level of the ground. The enormous Buddhist temple which they've revealed is now being opened up to the world for the first time. If you stand on the excavated floor, about 10 feet or 3 meters below ground level, the caves appear far more lofty and impressive. The people of the Tang Dynasty saw a much more wonderful sight than anything we can see today.